input, Kathy?
I think since we've already had the discussion about the budget, Your Honor, might just want to move into public testimony.
Yeah, we did talk about that quite a bit today. Kathy, you were involved. Do you have anything you wanted to?
Well, other than, I think these little charts, they're comparing other communities, and you have to be careful when you're looking at that to try to think, well, why can't we be as low as such and such a community? But you have to stop and think about what you're actually providing for your citizens as opposed to what some of the other communities may be providing. And of course, the tax rate is really skewed this year because of that market value exclusion. So that number really can't, you can't really compare this year's number to other years. But you can compare it to other communities at least. And we're right in the middle where we always are. Every other year it seems like we're right in the middle. Not highest, not lowest. And the LGA figures are kind of important too, in knowing that we're frozen on that number for now, depending on what the legislature comes up with, and they can always take that away. The other thing is that you'll see that there are some communities that don't get hardly any LGA, and that's probably indicative of the fact that they are not providing services like we are. So, just a lot of numbers you can compare.
Good to digest. Thank you very much. All right, can we open up the public testimony? Do we have any questions from the audience? Do we have any questions from the audience?
I do.
Could you please rise and state your name for the record, sir?
Paul Brand.
Thank you, sir.
I know it ain't gonna make any difference on our taxes, but how much tax does the city feel they can keep putting on businesses before they're all gone out of town? In 3 years, from '09 to 2012, our taxes in our building have gone up will go up over $5,000. The city's portion alone from 2011 to 2012 is going up over 30%. There's less businesses in town all the time. The city looks at buying businesses just for shutting them down, and you keep taxing us more. And then you want taxes to build a library so you can put a coffee shop in it and compete with all the businesses that are selling coffee. You consider that to be good government? I mean, businesses can only afford so much taxes before they aren't going to be here anymore. I know some people on the council maybe have never paid property taxes, but for those that do, it gets to be a real problem.
Thank you.
Is part of the reason the taxes on business go up is because we don't get the reduction for the market value credit.
It appears as though the legislature shifted the costs onto the back of commercial industrial properties. And so I would imagine that in a year or two, they'll switch that back and they'll take it off their backs and put it on the backs of homeowners. And we'll just kind of keep playing the shell game.
That's part of the reason, Paul, is what the state did. Mine jumped up.
In the end, the taxes still go up and we have to afford to pay them.
I know.
And the city's portion is going up more than anyone else's, not the state or federal, the city's portion.
It looks like.
And the way the city continues to spend money, I don't see it slowing down anytime in the near future, or do any of the other business people I've talked to.
It looks like it's that way, Paul, because of what the state did. Our actual tax, proposed tax was, what, 1.5 or 2%? Not 30.
What did we raise our?
Well, our taxes on our tax statement are going up 30% in 1 year. You can blame it on whoever you want, it's still going up.
Was there a valuation change?
No,
No valuation
little to none.
change.
But that is, I mean, this came from the League of Minnesota Cities, and that's one of the things that they've been preaching all along, is that it has shifted the burden to non-homestead properties, that they have to pick up more because of the way the state has done this market value homestead credit.
Our levy that you're talking about here is how
levy is up because of debt service. Operating expense is exactly the same. It went up 4.7%.
Right,
It was all debt service.
all debt service. Our operating budget is the same as it was last year, or 2012 to 2011. It's debt service. And, you know, that's the unfortunate part of having to do all of these projects in such a short span of time. Is that we had to do them, and they've gotta be, they've got their long-term capital projects, and so they're bonded.
Notice our taxable market value has shrunk from 91 million to 78.
It's because the,
Because of the flood.
no, it's because the market value changed from the state. Our market, otherwise, the property, the values have increased because of the way people have had to rebuild their
Yeah.
buildings.
Function of
They've
the housing
shrunk,
market.
no, they've shrunk the market. They've shrunk the market value. That was part of that credit exemption that the state did.
Yeah. Also not helpful. Anybody else in the audience? Any
Mr.
comment?
Mayor, Dick Fogel, 607 East Jesse Street.
Thank you, sir.
I own a 37 by 50 foot wood frame building on Pickle Alley. It's got gas and it has electricity in it. Totally unimproved, no water, no sewer, and over the past 2 years, my taxes have gone up 48%. Yet, the way it stands right now, for next year, I'll be paying just $300 less than what I pay for my house in taxes. On a wood frame building well over 100 years old. Now, you show me the justification in that.
Dick, did the market value change on it? Was
No.
there No change in the market value?
I don't believe it did. Oh, yes, they added, no, it didn't. No. Same market value.
Same market value.
Went up 11, for this year, went up 11.6, and last year it went up 36.5%.
But it's not homestead, right, sir?
No, how can it be homestead? It's a building. I'm on the opposite side of this guy. I make not a penny out of that. That's where I go during the day because I'm retired and I work on cars. Haven't sold anything in the 14 years I've been there.
Yep. That's part of this shifting onto non-homestead properties. Situations like this are just, it's crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
We've been warned for several months that this was gonna happen.
Anybody else? Any more public comment?
This little thing, you know, everybody got this with their tax statement,
Mhm.
you know? I don't know if you would've, you maybe didn't get one with yours, but you probably got it on your home property taxes. And this one explains a little bit about this homestead market value exclusion. And it talks about that eliminating that credit, we used to get it as a credit on our taxes, that saves the state $261 million, which they're using to balance the state budget. And local governments do not have the legal authority to undo this state law change.